The Conjuring is a popular horror film franchise based on the real-life cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren, paranormal investigators. One of their most famous cases is the Perron family haunting, which inspired the first Conjuring film. The Perron family moved into a farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island in 1971. They soon began to experience strange and disturbing phenomena such as footsteps in empty rooms, objects moving on their own, and apparitions. The Perrons contacted the Warrens, who investigated the case and determined that the house was haunted by a number of malevolent spirits. The Warrens conducted a number of exorcisms to cleanse the house of the spirits, but the hauntings continued. The Perron family eventually left the house in 1980, but the hauntings continued to this day. The Perrons were a loving family who were looking for a fresh start. They had recently moved from Fall River, Massachusetts, to Harrisville, Rhode Island, in search of a more rural lifestyle. In January 1971, they found their dream home, a 14-room farmhouse that had been built in the 1700s. The Perrons were immediately drawn to the farmhouse's charm and character, but they soon realized that their new home was not what it seemed. Within weeks of moving into the farmhouse, the Perrons began to experience strange and disturbing phenomena. One of the most terrifying experiences occurred when Carolyn Perron was awakened in the middle of the night by a woman's voice calling her name. She got out of bed and followed the voice to the basement, where she saw a shadowy figure standing in the corner. The figure lunged at her, and Carolyn only managed to escape by running back upstairs and slamming the basement door shut. Another disturbing experience occurred when Cindy Perron was awakened by a loud noise. She opened her eyes to see a man standing in the doorway of her bedroom. The man was wearing a long black coat and a wide-brimmed hat, and his face was obscured by shadows. Cindy screamed, and the man disappeared. As the weeks turned into months, the hauntings became more and more frequent and intense. The Perrons were terrified, but they didn't know what to do. They tried to ignore the strange occurrences, but it was impossible. The hauntings were disrupting their sleep, their relationships, and their lives. In desperation, the Perrons contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. The Warrens arrived at the farmhouse in November 1973 and conducted a series of investigations. They concluded that the farmhouse was haunted by multiple spirits, including a malevolent spirit named Bathsheba Sherman. Bathsheba Sherman was a witch who had lived in the farmhouse in the 1800s. She was rumored to have sacrificed her baby to the devil, and after her death, she was said to have cursed the farmhouse and anyone who lived there. The Warrens attempted to exorcise Bathsheba Sherman from the farmhouse, but the exorcism was unsuccessful. They concluded that the haunting was too powerful to be exorcised, and they advised the Perrons to leave the farmhouse. The Perrons finally decided to leave the farmhouse in 1980, after 9 years of living in terror. They moved to a new home in Burrillville, Rhode Island, and they were finally able to find peace. But the Perrons never forgot their time at the farmhouse. They continued to speak out about their experiences, and their story was eventually adapted into the 2013 horror film, The Conjuring. Thank you for watching this video about the Perron family haunting. I hope that you found this story to be both fascinating and terrifying. The Perron family haunting is one of the most well-documented cases of paranormal activity in American history. It is a story that has been passed down for generations, and it continues to captivate people to this day. The Perron family haunting is a reminder that there are still things in the world that we cannot explain. It is also a reminder that we should be careful about the places we live and the things we invite into our lives.